You ever sit in your own house and feel like a stranger? Like you pay the bills, fix every leak, take out the trash, and yet you move through the space like a ghost no one sees. That's where I found myself, not in some metaphorical sense, but literally sitting at the kitchen table of the life I helped build and wondering how I became invisible in it. My name's Ethan Palmer. I'm 37, live just outside Aurora, Colorado. Got a modest auto garage with 4 bays, nothing fancy, just honest work. I've been under hoods since I was 16. At this point, engine grease runs thicker than blood. Been married to Rachel for 8 years. Met her at a wedding. My buddy Caleb was marrying her cousin. She was the one in the green dress, laughing like she didn't know the world a damn thing. There was a light in her eyes back then, curious and alive. She made me feel like I wasn't just a quiet, grease-stained mechanic. I was someone worth noticing. I fell hard. After a year, we moved into a modest 2-bedroom apartment off Cracks. Rent was manageable. I was pulling long shifts at the garage, and she just landed a remote marketing gig for some up-and-coming skincare brand. She had taste. Always did. Life was good for a while. We had our rituals. Saturday breakfast we made together. Sunday walks around Sloan's Lake, late-night in-and-out runs when neither of us wanted to cook. It felt easy, natural, like a team, like love. But around year 6, something changed, subtle at first. A missed kiss here, a not tonight there. Then the excuses started. I'm tired. I've got a headache. I've got to Zoom early in the morning. Eventually, the excuses stopped altogether. She just turned her back, face lit by the glow of her phone screen, while I lay there beside her feeling less like a husband and more like a roommate she barely tolerated. I tried. God knows I tried. I asked her straight up, Rachel, is something wrong? Are we okay? But she'd either brush it off or turn it back on me. You're overthinking, she'd say. Or worse, this again. Like I was the one starting drama for noticing we hadn't touched each other in weeks. The 2nd bedroom, meant to be a home office, became her fortress. She'd lock herself in there for hours, said it was work. But I'd walk by and hear her laughing like she used to with me. That easy, flirty kind of laugh. When I'd knock, asking if she wanted coffee, her tone would change instantly. Cold, irritated, like I'd interrupted something sacred. She'd change her phone password, turned off notifications, kept the screen face down. If I walked into a room, she'd hide it like I was some uninvited stranger. I never once in 8 years questioned her whereabouts. Never tried to control her. Never snooped. But now I started wondering. And it wasn't even a lack of sex that broke me. Not the emotional distance. It was how she looked at me, like I owed her silence. Like my role was to keep the house running, pay the bills, take care of the errands, and never question the absence of love. One night, I made her favorite pasta, vodka sauce, grilled chicken, even picked up her favorite Pinot from that little shop on Havana, set the table, lit candles, hoping maybe we could reconnect. She took one bite and said, I've got to Zoom at 8. Left the table, shut the door behind her, and I sat there alone, staring at flickering candles and a half-eaten plate, wondering when I became so easy to leave. That weekend, I suggested a trip to Glenwood Springs. Just the 2 of us. A cabin. The hot springs. No phones. No distractions. She scoffed and said, Why do you always think a trip will fix things? That's not going to change anything. Fix what, Rachel? You never told me what was broken. That Sunday, I woke early like always and went out to grab breakfast burritos from our favorite place. When I came back, she was whispering in the kitchen, phone cradled between her cheek and shoulder. When she saw me, she froze and smiled forced fake and said, It's just Monica. She left the burrito on the counter, said she wasn't hungry. 10 minutes later, she was dressed to the nines, leggings, full makeup, a tight top, and said she was headed to yoga. Yoga at 10:30 a.m. on a Sunday. I didn't say a word, just watched her walk out with that phone in her hand, smiling at someone who definitely wasn't me. That's the moment you start asking yourself the painful questions. Was I too boring? Too predictable? Not enough of a man? You twist your own mind, hunting for flaws, when the truth is simpler. She just didn't want you anymore. But instead of ending it, she kept you around like an emotional ATM with a spare key and a full fridge. That night, she was in the other room, laughing softly into her phone. I laid in bed, staring at the ceiling, and I made a choice. I wasn't going to beg anymore. I wasn't going to plead or shout or try to win her back. When the person you love looks at you like a burden instead of a partner, it's already over. So I started watching. Not to hurt her, not for revenge, for clarity. I needed to know if I was crazy. Spoiler alert, I wasn't. One morning, she left her iPad on the kitchen counter. I wasn't snooping, I swear. I just wanted to check the weather while sipping my coffee. But then the notification started. Cash App, $50 a J. Uber to Leetsdale Drive. Message from J, Flex Biceps. I stared at the screen. Was I really seeing this? It wasn't locked. She must have forgotten. I opened the messages. What I saw made my stomach churn. Photos. Emojis. She was paying for his Ubers. Sending him lunch money. Telling him she missed his arms. Free again Thursday. Babe. That's what she called him. A gym trainer named Jay from downtown Denver. The same one she wore that hot yoga bra for. I sat there, silent, while her eggs went cold on the stove. I scrolled through weeks of messages. Her calling him babe. Sending selfies. Booking hotel rooms. Using the same credit cards I paid off every month. The low libido wasn't medical. It was betrayal. Polished. Rehearsed. Shameless. But I didn't scream. I didn't throw things. I didn't even confront her. I just finished my coffee. That night, I cooked dinner, washed dishes, took a shower, climbed into bed next to her while she giggled under the covers with Monica, except I knew damn well it wasn't Monica. She didn't even bother hiding it anymore. That's how little she thought of me. That's how certain she was that I'd never leave. But I didn't need to raise my voice to take control. I just had to act. The next day, I walked into an attorney's office. Michael Drury, specialized in divorce and asset protection. He listened, nodded, and said one phrase that stuck with me. Wasteful dissipation of marital assets. Judges hate when one spouse funds an affair. I had receipts, screenshots, bank records, Uber logs, hotel stays. I wasn't just some heartbroken husband. I was a man sitting on documented betrayal. So I started making moves. I opened a new checking account, different bank, moved my direct deposit, left just enough in the joint account to keep her from noticing, reported my card loss, got a new one, shut hers down the next day. I pulled receipts, categorized expenses. That $287 at Lululemon, not for yoga. That $79 dinner at L5, she told me it was a client dinner. Funny, 2 drinks, shared dessert. No client I know shares dessert. Then Monica slipped at her niece's birthday party. She walked by and casually said, "You and Jay looked cute at Cherry Cricket last weekend." She froze when she saw my face. Rachel laughed it off, said Monica was confused. I smiled. I knew better. I already had the receipt. That night, I made my exit plan. Quiet, precise, no theatrics. Step 1, secure a 1-bedroom near the shop. Step 2, move tools out of our garage. Step 3, wait until her weekend retreat in Estes Park. Step 4, freeze the joint account. Step 5, leave the debt she created. I wasn't going to explain a thing. She withdrew love. I withdrew everything else. When she left that Friday, suitcase rolling, yoga mat over her shoulder, she kissed my cheek. I smiled and said, "Have fun." That was the last word I ever said to her. By noon, I had movers at the door. Took only what was mine. Tools, clothes, my grandfather's old chair, the grill. I froze the accounts, pulled my name off the lease, and dropped a manila envelope on the dining table. Receipts, screenshots, evidence. Sticky note on top. Yours now. I didn't hear from her until Tuesday. Blocked number. 3 voicemails. First one, rage. "Are you serious, Ethan? This is childish. Call me." Second, panic. My car was declined at the gas station. I need money. Third, desperation. I didn't mean for it to get this bad. Please, can we talk? No. When someone spends months disrespecting you with a smile, the only reply is your silence. Weeks passed. Her cousin messaged me. Said Rachel was spiraling. Maybe I should talk to her. Talk? After everything? While I worked 10-hour days. She was funding a fantasy life of a man who blocked her the moment the money dried up. Mutual friend said Jay stopped responding after she showed up crying, asking for rent help. Told her flat out, I'm not trying to play house with you. Suddenly, she wasn't a mistress. She was a burden. She emailed me, said she had nowhere to go, no savings, no backup plan, asked for a loan. A loan? I didn't reply, not out of spite, but because I was finally done being used. I heard she moved in with her mom. The apartment sent a form asking to confirm my vacate date. Her name was the only one left. I signed it, mailed it back. Easy. By then, I'd already moved into a small place out near Lookout Mountain. Clean. Simple. Mine. Set up a home gym in the garage. Bought a second-hand smoker. Started waking up before sunrise just to enjoy coffee and quiet. Peace tastes better than revenge. People assume healing means finding someone new, but healing means rediscovering yourself. That said, I did meet someone. April. Divorced. 2 kids. Works part-time at the hardware store. She's calm. Respectful. Doesn't fake laugh or overshare. Just real. Steady. And she knows her way around a socket wrench. Meanwhile, Rachel vanished into the silence she built. No papers. No alimony. No more fake calls. I think she realized I wasn't coming back. When you push a man too far, he doesn't just leave the marriage. He leaves a version of himself that ever wanted you. That's what I did. I walked away and took every piece of myself she thought she could keep using. My time, my love, my money, my presence. She rejected me night after night, thinking I'd always be there. Now I don't even remember the sound of her voice. Let her remember mine in every quiet dinner. Let her miss me when Jay won't answer, when the rent's due, when Chase freezes her card. I'm not bitter. I'm not angry. I'm just gone. And if you're a man reading this, if you're living that same silent misery, questioning yourself every night, let me tell you this. Don't beg for love. Don't fight to stay where you're treated like an afterthought. You're not weak for walking away. You're powerful for knowing when to stop watering a dead flower.